That was kind of them. You should have stayed with them, you know.
I wish I could have stayed with them. But 2 days later, something awful happened. While I was waiting for 2 of my new friends to fly down onto the water beside me, there was a terrible noise, and they fell into the rushes. There were men all round, firing guns. Oh, it was terrible. I'll never forget it.
Ah, that was the opening of the shooting season. I can understand what a terrible experience it was for you.
Then a great big dog came. Oh, how frightened I was when I saw his cruel mouth and his fierce red eyes. He soon went away, but it was a long time before I dared breathe again.
What happened after that?
After that, I simply ran away, feeling unhappier than ever. After a while, I came to an old house. The door was half open, so I stepped inside. I crept into a corner as quietly as possible, and soon I was fast asleep. But the next day,
Come into here without my permission. Just look at that clucky.
What can it be, Scratcher? It isn't a turkey. I've seen turkeys before, but this doesn't look like one. What can it be? What can it be? What's all this noise about? What are you up to, Scratcher? What are you doing, Clucky? Oh, my word, a duck. That's a bit of luck. I'll be able to have some eggs. Listen to me, you two. You must be good and leave this little duck alone. Can you lay eggs?
I'm sorry, but I don't think I can.
Do you know how to purr?
The only noise I can make is this.
What an awful noise. Oh, please be quiet.
You're no good at anything.
Oh, dear. I'd like to go for a swim on the big pond. It's so lovely to dip one's head in the water and swim around in it.
Oh, he must be mad. Now he says he likes to dip his head into water. Mad, completely mad.
You simply don't understand me. The best thing for me to do is to go for a journey around the world.
So, what did you do when you left the old woman, the big tomcat, and the hen?
I went down to the west end of the lake and made a little home for myself in a hole under a hedge. And I was lonelier than ever. One day, I remember seeing some lovely white birds flying across the sky. When I saw them, a funny feeling came over me. Poor little me, hated by everybody, no good at anything, I seemed to feel I loved them. When they'd gone out of sight, I felt it was the saddest moment in my life.
Poor Ugly Duckling.
The winter was very hard. The pond froze, and one morning I woke up to find myself in a farmyard. The animals told me that the farmer had found me beside the lake, half frozen, and that he'd brought me back there.
Were you happy with these people?
It was worse than ever. The children ran after me, the farm girl kicked me, and the hens made fun of me. And I cried and cried as I ate all by myself. So I've had to go away again. And today I really don't know what to do. I know the spring has come now, but what's going to become of me all by myself?
It's a sad story, but I'm sure everything will be all right in the end. Have you ever thought of trying to use your wings?
No.
Look, do this. Down, up, down.
Up, down, up, down.
Oh, yes, you must learn how to fly. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And that was how I gave the ugly duckling his first flying lesson. Soon after that, I was called away on another long business trip. And it was only when I went for a walk beside the duck pond that I learned how everything had turned out for my young friend.
Just imagine whom I saw this morning. I saw the ugly duckling, but he's grown very big and his feathers are as white as snow. He's changed completely from what he was like when we chased him away. And do you know who he was talking to? He was talking to 3 swans.
What's your name?
I'm called the Ugly Duckling.
The Ugly Duckling? But you're not a duckling, you're a swan. You're like us. Haven't you any relatives?
My mother was Mrs. Duck. She loved me very dearly, but I've lost her, and I'm all alone now.
But you must come with us. You're our brother. Come. Come.
And do you know the 3 swans flew off into the air, and our ugly duckling went up with them, flying just like one of the big swans.
Well, I never. I can hardly believe it. He was a swan all the time. Think of it, me bringing up a swan.
I always thought there was something special about him, Mrs. Duck. He was very brave all on his own. And it did strike me that his wings were just a little big for a duck's. I often see my friend, Mrs. Duck. She's as busy as ever with her new children. But I sometimes catch her glancing towards the east, where the swans come back from. I'm sure that she's more than a little proud of her ugly duckling.